Hi, this is Ehringer-Begin. This is my individual presentation that shows my PD plan, my technology unit, my school technology plan, and I am going to show you some of the highlights from those things. First, let me start with my school technology plan, and it consists of going to my website, www.w540 mariabegan.weebly.com. And my school technology plan is right here under this tab. My first tab is just about me. School technology plan tells me about the technology policies that we have within the school, about how to be safe. It talks about my demographic. My school demographic that I currently work at is 98% free and reduced, but we are a Title I school, so we have a great deal of technology available to our students and staff. It shows the hardware inventory. We do have clickers. Not too many teachers use those. We used to have a mobile lab, but the mobile lab has been dismantled because the teachers did not utilize it as they could. We have the goals. This came straight from our teachers, is that we plan for teachers to put it in the curriculum and use them and ask students to try to use the Microsoft Office programs and different programs in order to integrate with our regular classrooms. The teachers are expected to use PD Central. They are expected to use Cascade, which is the assessment system that they have. We do not have too much needs at McFerrin because we have most everything that we need. I would like to see some iPads being used or tablets within the classroom so that more students could be online. Teachers are expected to use email daily. I'm not going to say we all do. And teachers can sign up for PD on PD Central. I will say that our school is kind of divided. Either you use it or you don't. But a lot of us are kind of growing to use it more than we can. In my classroom, I have set up for intervention purposes and for my students that are ECE and ESL to use 10 Marks. That is a program that they can log on to, and it sends the lovely information to me how students are doing. And 10 Marks is connected to the core content in math. I use the airliner. We have extramath.com that is grade level appropriate and reviews basic math, adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So it's the online version of flashcards. Starfall is great for phonics. There is a new Starfall for math. We also have Brain Pop, which it doesn't look like, oh, it's mentioned down here. Brain Pop Junior, which is for the junior kids, the K through 2 or 3. Brain Pop ESL, which is for my ESL students that speak Spanish. And I use Smartboard Exchange and kind of help with that. Other highlights on my technology unit is that I taught line plots. There is another video showing specifically how I taught those and let students come up and record their information or use the airliner to record their information. That too is on my website down here, way down here, there it is. But it also has links to the internet practice. This is a website that students could use. This is the worksheet that we did, so those are all links right there. My PD proposal is probably my favorite thing that I did because I'm trying to encourage teachers at my school to utilize this online online planning program. It is called planbook.com. And just to make sure everybody's familiar with what it is, you go to www.planbook.com and you will log in with your login information that you get. Okay, and if you had clicked on view your teacher's plan, parents or administrators or cooperating teachers could also click on there. Well, this is ours. This is our currently what we're going to be doing this current week. And what I like about Planbook is that like a couple of our teachers plan the reading, so they will go in and type reading, and a couple will type up writing. Me and another teacher will do math, and then two other teachers do science and social studies. But so that we're all kind of on the same page, what we've done is we have made links that you can go to see what you're working on. So, for example, our reading teacher has found that this is a useful thing for an anchor chart, but that's right there. Another way that that's linked on that I love is we're teaching fractions. Well, all of my teachers are not as computer literate as I am, so I have found where we can get a smartboard notebook lesson. I would click that and open it, but it takes a long time, so I'm just going to hold off on that. But you click it and it would open. This one is also another link to a website that in this one it didn't work the way it was supposed to. So I would have to highlight, Control C, copy, and put that in a new window and paste. So this, since we're learning fractions, this would be a review for fractions for this week. The teachers have liked this because they can kind of go in and make sure that they are doing what we're doing. Since part of the goal is to help other candidates improve their teaching. I know one of the things that I struggled with the first couple of years that I was using the computer for most of my teaching was to keep it organized. I felt like I was reinventing the wheel every year. So what I have done now is I've figured out how to be a bit more organized. When I save things, instead of having to save it as the day, I have went to saving it as day 1, day 2, day 3. I had some sort of epiphany on day 100 of the school year, and that's when I started doing it. So this next year coming up, I'm going to be set up because after day 100, I will be able to just open up that lesson. But what I'm talking about is, for example, my lesson plans are all saved right here, all the way back. So 2012, those are all my dates right there. And once I got smart, which it took me at least a year to figure it out, I started, see, there's lots of days, started calling it day 101. Had I been smart last year and I started with day 1 and had all the routines and all the things that you expect to have to happen on day 1 there, then next year I wouldn't have to start over from scratch. Yes, I could, and this is what I did previously, was I went to August and found August, which is back here, 8/21. So somewhere around there is our first day of school. And I started just opening those and doing it that way. So if it were me for well, since it's what I'm going to be doing next year, when I open these up for next year, I might start with August 21st. And I'm going to, instead of calling it August 21st, I'm going to call it day 1. So that from year to year, I can just open up day 1 and adapt it. So that has been my key thing that has helped me with staying organized. If you are not already using folders, you should do so soon. These are my parent newsletters, and instead of calling those, for some reason I figured that part out, I do call it week 1, week 2, week 3. And as you can see, some of my weeks were translated if I had an available translator, so that they had those in Spanish, which is most of my ESL students. I do have one that speaks Arabic, but we do not have a translator for that. I have used Google Translate for some, but that parent indicated that that really wasn't very helpful for her. So I hope that that has been beneficial to you. I will say that I do love using my computer. I'm not sure what I would do without it. My whole day, as I've shown before, starts with the smartboard. This one is my smartboard lesson for day 133 this week now. So this is my day 133, and even my attendance, the kids come in and they know, okay, Nick is here. He's going to drag his name, what's not working, but he'll drag his name over to show me that Nick is here. There it goes. And then the next day, and they have a timer, that's how long they get to eat breakfast. Then next will come After they do attendance, some of them are still finishing up eating or cleaning up, so we go straight into our routines before we read our message. They have to be done in order to participate. So if I draw their stick and they aren't done eating and cleaned up, they don't get to go up to the board. Their name goes back into the pile and can try again. So we start with this, and a kid will come up and drag the day so that we know what day it is. This is telling us what we need to complete in the morning, so the students are aware. I have found that in terms of management, that helps them to know what all needs to be finished. This is our morning message that we'll read together. By this time, usually the kids are all done and cleaned up, and we can read it together. If I have hidden some mistakes in there, then we can find those together and review little other things. After that comes some sort of activity that we are working on. So the activity that we were working on at this particular day is adjectives. And I liked this one because when you touch the adjectives, the kids all got to, it said something. So for example, sunny, hot day. When the kid comes up and touches sunny, they can see right away and hear right away if they're right. So you listen carefully, you might hear it. Okay, it doesn't sound like it's working while I'm doing the screencast.
You are awesome.
There you go. So there's two of the things. It's just a little slower with all the things I have open. You are awesome.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. So the kids really love that and like getting their turns to go up there. This is the line plot, so this kind of ties into the other unit that I was doing. We were teaching about line plots, and the kids could come up here, and then we would have a number talk, figuring out how many days there had been in the month and to see if Miss Begin had made a mistake or not. One kid might tell me 5 plus 5 plus 8 plus 3 equals 20, whatever, and somebody else might say 5 plus 5 makes 10, plus 3 and 8 makes, or 3 and 5 makes 8, and then we had another 8, and so I made that a double. So the kids are different ways to doing it. Again, that is on the other link, the other page on my paper. We are also reviewing, I'm going to bet this is nouns, but it's not going. So it's another review that the kids would be able to be interactive with. Yeah, this was possessive nouns. The students have to be able to tell the difference between possessive nouns, and then we have worked on contractions. So I wanted them to be able to see and know the difference between the two. Then, yep, there was the contractions that went with it. And this was our spelling review. So if we were doing the word flow, F-L-O-W. And this is something that I will have open as one of our stations during our reading, our shared reading, guided reading. So that there's one student or two students that could take turns up here practicing their words on the word wall. This is our day. So again, this is my day 133. I'm hoping that most of the day 133 for this year is going to look pretty much the same as the day for 133 next year. So again, if I want you to walk away with anything, make sure that you're organized. Don't keep reinventing the same thing from year to year. Save it in a way that you can go back and use it from year to year instead of having to do it again. I hope this was helpful. Please feel free to look at all the other things on my website and see if there's anything else that we can help you with. Thanks. My contact name is maria.begin@jefferson.kyschools.us.